The international stage has been shaken once again as the United States and North Korea engage in a heated exchange of accusations following Pyongyang's latest round of missile testing. The U.S. government has issued sharp criticism, condemning the tests as reckless provocations that destabilize the region and alleging that North Korea is gaining tactical and strategic insights from the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. These claims have been categorically denied by Pyongyang, with officials dismissing them as unfounded and politically motivated. The controversy stems from North Korea's recent test launches, which reportedly involved sophisticated missile systems capable of carrying nuclear payloads. The launches, carried out under the supervision of Kim Jong-un, have drawn widespread condemnation from neighboring nations and the international community. The U.S. State Department described the actions as a brazen violation of United Nations Security Council resolutions, reiterating Washington's stance that North Korea's missile program poses a significant threat to global security. In a press briefing, a senior U.S. official elaborated on the country's concerns, stating, "North Korea's actions are not only a direct challenge to international norms but also indicative of a broader strategy to expand its military capabilities. Our intelligence indicates that Pyongyang has been closely observing the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, particularly Russia's use of advanced missile technology and drone warfare, to enhance its own military preparedness." The allegations, learning from Ukraine. U.S. officials allege that North Korea has gleaned valuable insights from Russia's military operations in Ukraine, particularly in areas such as missile deployment, cyber warfare, and battlefield logistics. Intelligence reports suggest that Pyongyang may be incorporating these lessons into its own military strategies, potentially increasing the threat posed by its missile program. Analysts point to North Korea's improved missile designs and more efficient launch protocols as evidence of this influence. Defense expert Dr. Emily Rhodes of the Center for Strategic and International Studies explained, "North Korea's recent tests showcase a level of technical sophistication that goes beyond previous capabilities. Whether it's the trajectory adjustments or the timing of the launches, these advancements suggest that Pyongyang has been closely monitoring real-world combat scenarios like those in Ukraine. This could significantly enhance their ability to strike targets with greater accuracy and efficiency." The Biden administration has expressed deep concern over these developments, emphasizing the need for stronger international cooperation to address the growing threat. The U.S. has also reiterated its commitment to defending its allies in the region, particularly South Korea and Japan, against potential aggression from Pyongyang. North Korea's response. In response to the U.S. accusations, North Korea issued a strongly worded statement through its state-run Korean Central News Agency, KCNA. The statement dismissed the allegations as unsubstantiated and malicious propaganda designed to justify Washington's continued military presence in the region. North Korean officials argued that their missile tests are a legitimate exercise of their sovereign right to self-defense, particularly in the face of escalating military threats from the United States and its allies. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, will not tolerate baseless accusations aimed at undermining its dignity and sovereignty, the KCNA statement read. "These tests are a necessary measure to ensure the security of our nation against hostile forces that seek to impose their will upon us." Pyongyang further accused the United States of hypocrisy, pointing to the U.S.'s own military exercises with South Korea and the deployment of strategic assets such as aircraft carriers and bombers in the Indo-Pacific region. Regional reactions. The situation has heightened tensions across the region, with neighboring countries expressing alarm over North Korea's actions. Japan and South Korea, both of which are within striking range of North Korea's missile arsenal, have called for immediate international action. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida condemned the missile tests as a serious threat to regional and global security, while South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol emphasized the need for closer trilateral cooperation with the US and Japan. China and Russia, however, have adopted a more measured stance. While both nations have expressed concern over North Korea's missile program, they have also criticized the U.S. for what they perceive as provocations, including its military drills in the region. This divide within the United Nations Security Council has complicated efforts to impose additional sanctions on Pyongyang, with China and Russia blocking recent resolutions proposed by the U.S. and its allies. Broader implications. The allegations of North Korea gaining wartime experience from the Ukraine conflict have raised broader concerns about the proliferation of military technology and tactics in an increasingly interconnected world. Experts warn that the lessons learned from the Ukraine war could be used by other states or non-state actors to enhance their own military capabilities, potentially destabilizing other regions. The diffusion of military knowledge from active conflict zones is not a new phenomenon, said Dr. Michael Anders, a geopolitical analyst. However, the scale and immediacy with which these lessons can now be applied, thanks to modern technology, present new challenges for global security. Diplomatic efforts. The Biden administration has reiterated its willingness to engage in direct talks with North Korea, provided that Pyongyang demonstrates a genuine commitment to denuclearization. However, prospects for such negotiations remain dim, as North Korea continues to demand the lifting of international sanctions and the cessation of U.S.-South Korea military drills as preconditions for any diplomatic engagement. In the meantime, the U.S. has called on its allies to increase pressure on Pyongyang through coordinated sanctions and diplomatic measures. The European Union, Australia, and Canada have joined Washington in condemning North Korea's actions, urging the international community to remain united in addressing the threat. The path forward. As tensions continue to rise, the international community faces the daunting task of balancing the need for accountability with the imperative of avoiding further escalation. The situation on the Korean Peninsula remains a critical test of global diplomacy, with far-reaching implications for regional and international stability. For now, the world watches closely, as the fragile peace in the region hangs in the balance. The question remains, will diplomacy prevail, or will the escalation of military actions lead to a new and dangerous chapter in this decades-long conflict?